The Cheating Death Podcast is a satirical podcast that provides objective information about each and every situation under the sun. We are not political, and we are not religious. We are merely analytical, maybe a bit litigious. Your discretion in this matter is advised. On today's episode of the Cheating Death Podcast, we discuss the illusion of progress, one of the absolute most wonderful illusions humanity has created for itself. We provide you with an all-new Annihilation Announcement, an all-new joke of the episode, a top 5 list of our favorite shocker sandwiches, a new business spotlight featuring some absolutely outstanding people in Ontario and New York, and, of course, dear listeners, what else would this program be complete without music and jokes by yours truly? You know what to do, dear listener. Grab a coffee, preferably of the iced variety, seeing as it is hot as hell outside. Put your feet up and put an ice pack on that lovely face of yours, and let us tell you how you can cheat death. This is your news anchor, the Cleric of Chaos, and this is your Annihilation Announcement. We stand the test of time, day after day, hour after hour, minute after minute, second after second, and yet still, we never truly fully understand how hard that we work to get ourselves through each day. We do not take the time to really truly empathize and understand ourselves in ways that we absolutely should. Our world is so filled with illusions and distractions and debauchery that there is no way for one person to make it through without being distracted or without being pursued by nefarious entities. What this means for you, dear listener, is that the illusion of progress is so vast that even if you were to take your entire life to try to understand it, it would still elude you. What matters is that we must focus on being good people. We must focus on making life easier for others. We must focus on taking our society to a level to where Carl Sagan dreamt of us in the stars. We need to put aside our petty squabbles. We need to look towards the sun and understand the answers are there. We are a species that should have galactic colonialization at this point, yet because of all of our squabbles, because of all of our, oh my God, it's better than your God, oh my cheese is better than your cheese, we are still at an impasse on this nation. We owe ourselves peace, tranquility, understanding. Do what you can and live with all of your heart. This has been your news anchor, the Cleric of Chaos, and this is your Annihilation Announcement. Willkommen, meine Freunde. Guten Morgen, guten Tag und eine gute Nacht. Ist eine Reisende und eine Ausländer und eine Allesfresser. Deine Clerical Chaos. And if you feel the intensity within the voice today, and if you feel the passion emanating from each of our 100,000 souls being delivered straight through your device to you, dear listener, life is fickle. We are resistant to change. We are resistant to calamity, but we are also resistant to empathy, to identity, to sympathy, and to the understanding that we, as a species, are greater than anything that has ever come before us. Succinctly put, dear listener, this is the illusion of progress. An item to which can be debated until the ends of existence. Progress is one of those words where you look at it from a different perspective than someone next to you. Progress is one of those terms that someone with $1 billion will tell someone who has worked their entire lives to earn $50,000 that their progress is not enough. That same individual will look back at said billionaire and will almost immediately identify that you, sir or ma'am, were not the creator of progress. You were the benefactor of it. You stood by as the world rewarded you for having a team of people to build your worth. And you chose to look down on someone in whom is a sole proprietor or running a small business and doing the best they can and running a family while you have no family, no responsibilities, no commitments. This is mere one example as to exactly how the illusion of progress can be such an absolute burden, an idea, a notion that can be brought before each and every single one of us, but all of us interpret differently. We all look at progress as being something to fear, or as being something that is mandatory. Neither are true. Progress is great, sure. Regression is awful. But stagnation is also an option. It's not ideal, but it is there. When we look at the ideas of what some consider to be progress and or what some consider to be the evolution of man, we often look at architecture, we often look at industry, we often look at education, and we often look at linguistics. However, what these four areas neglect is the true evolution, the true rise, the true change of modern humanity. Progress is built into each and every single individual entity organism in this universe. We do not have any control over how that looks. Yet, a lot of wealthy humans take time believing that the amount of paper they have in their bank accounts deifies them to a level of no return. Look at the course of history. One of the only reasons why we still know who Alexander the Great is because it was written for centuries and centuries and centuries. One of the only reasons why we know who Aristotle was is because centuries and centuries and centuries and centuries of bullshit written about him after he died. How are you going to be remembered? The reality is that you are more than likely not going to be remembered more than 20 to 30 to 40 to 50 years maximum after you die. There will come a day when somebody says your name the final time, when somebody thinks of you the final time, when someone fades away from your memory for the final time. The idea of progress is that we can reach a point to where we become immortal, whether it be through the creation of obelisks or whether it be through the words that we speak. But this is not the case. There is no example of any organism that is forever ingrained in memory, consciousness, or anything. It's not possible. So therefore, when you take a step back and when you look at the idea of what progress is, and how much so many people try to push it on you. Your idea of progressing may be different than someone else's. And someone does not have the right to tell you how to view your own progress, your own challenges, your own change. So, dear listeners, for the love of the land and for the umbrella of the universe, do not settle. Do not listen to others as it pertains to things they don't have any knowledge over. Progress at your own rate. For we all, in some way, are the illusion of progress. Thank you for tuning in today. Take care of yourselves and each other. Today's Business Spotlight is brought to you by Chaos Realm Records. Dear listeners, are you looking for new solutions and or new ideas on how you can achieve the perfect angle, exquisite light? Do you want to know how to maximize golden hour? Well, give Peter's Photography out of Western New York a look, and by all means, gaze in astonishment at how he manages to capture the rural Western New York environment in such a captivating and absolutely motivating way. Please feel free to visit him at Peter's Photography at Instagram. You may also feel free to email us at thecheatingdeathpodcast@gmail.com and send us your request if you do not have an Instagram, and we will send it directly to Peter. Mention the Cheating Death Podcast and get 20% off of your order. And our next focal point, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the greatest diners in the history of the country of Canada. We are, of course, talking about France. And this, dear listeners, is the corner of College Street and Bay Street / Yonge Street proper, where you can find this absolutely beautiful gem. Outstanding omelets, superb steak and eggs, an absolutely outstanding opportunity for you to inquire within. Open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, located in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And coming in at number 3, dear listeners, we have a lovely surprise for you. Ooh, yes, we are here to tell you about the only way for you to truly find your peace on this planet. And we are, of course, talking about Oopsie's Chocolate. Dear listeners, a business owner, a veritable leviathan of capability, based in Ottawa and Toronto, and worldwide distribution. Indulge, enlighten yourself with the decadence, the deliciousness, the pure, unadulterated flavor. Try out some of the new blue raspberry options. Give yourself an opportunity to try the variety pack, which includes absolutely every single bar they make. You can follow them at oopsies_chocolate over on Instagram. Mention the Cheating Death Podcast, and you might get a hello. And our final business that we are going to mention here today, ladies and gentlemen, is an absolute legend within the culinary industry in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Yes, dear listeners, we, of course, are talking to you about Lebanon Express. Specifically, the location at the corner of Yonge and College. Lebanon Express has been in operation for over 20 years. Specifically at this location, provides an outstanding, mesmerizing, absolutely pacifying amount of options for you and your group to partake in should you decide to indulge in some lovely Middle Eastern food. Give yourself an opportunity today. Give them a call or visit them at their location on Yonge and College Street in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Open 7 days a week, most days open till 11 or 12. If you want your business featured on the Business Spotlight, email us at thecheatingdeathpodcast@gmail.com. Today's joke has been brought to you by the Cleric of Chaos. You always find people walking, jogging, pondering through the metropolis between the hours of 6 a.m. and 7 a.m. And they're always saying, good morning. Don't you ever want to look at them and say, hey, how do you know it's a good morning? At the top of today's episode, we promised you a list of our top 5 shocker sandwiches. And, of course, if you are from Europe, sandwich shockers. Day, month, year, month, day, year variations, of course. And without further ado, coming in at number 5, we have the Burrito Boys Steak Sandwich Supreme. Now, dear listeners, this is an absolutely outstanding sandwich, approximately 2.5 pounds, and has just about every thick, drizzly piece of steak you can ever have on it, along with yummy peppers, vegetables, sauteed onions, and more. Coming in at number 4, we have the steak and chicken sandwich from the Burger Bros. Now, this is a hybrid fried chicken and beef and pork sandwich, but it is one of the absolutely most delicious sandwiches that you will have that will shock your taste buds. Coming in at number 3, dear listeners, we have an international favorite. Yes, we are going to Subway for their chimichurri steak sandwich. Why? Because chimichurri is an absolutely outstanding spice, and steak is good with everything. Coming in at number 2, we have one of the most decadent, most universally loved sandwiches, and we, of course, are talking about the sausage and egg McMuffin with habanero sauce. And, of course, coming in at number 1, dear listeners, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we have the most shocking sandwich of all, your favorite sandwich. Let us know what your top 5 is at the cheatingdeathpodcast@gmail.com. It is to be noted that the idea and or notion of the practicality of one's existence dwells within what one considers to be progress. It is duly noted, dear listener, that in one's mind there may be several wavelengths, there may be several different branches, trees, leaves, paths, and so on, that you may or may not fully understand or identify. But that's why we're here. No one has any idea what the hell this place is all about when we first begin, and even as we get towards our final chapter, we still have no idea. We have won and lost a galactic lottery on a universal scale, and yet we still find ourselves struggling to reach some level of satisfaction with who we are as a species, and the very notion of wanting more, and never being pacified, and never being satisfied with the bare minimum, is an absolute atrocity when you take into consideration how many lives it impacts. So, dear listener, when you think about what your idea of progress is, do not get stuck comparing it to society's rendition and interpretation. For the individual and the collective of individuals within a non-government or non-sequestered format generally will focus and generally have a good idea as to exactly how to progress. But you stifle that with bureaucracy and red tape, and rest assured, you yourself will see the illusion of progress. Thank you for tuning in today. Take care of yourselves and each other. The Cheating Death Podcast is brought to you by Nach dem Leben, CRDVC, Cleric of Chaos, and where you can find all podcasts on all platforms. If you'd like to support the program, you may do so via a litany of ways at the links in the episodes and podcast description, whether it be through merch, a one-time donation, booking a meeting for your upcoming instrument lesson, and much, 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 much more. Please follow each and every single one of our friends of the program at the link in the profiles description, the podcast description, and the episode's description as well, with some special emphasis towards Peter's photography, our lovely folks over at Fran's Fine Dining Establishment over on College Street in Toronto, and of course Ottawa and Toronto's own Oopsies Chocolate, where, if you follow their Instagram at oopsies_chocolate, you can score yourself an amazing, outstanding variety pack of each and every single chocolate bar they offer. But you must go there to find out for yourself. If you or anyone you know is experiencing domestic distress, psychiatric abuse, gambling addiction, substance abuse issues, please contact any one of the telephone numbers listed in the program's description as well as in the episode description on all platforms as well. If you are looking at adopting a playful puppy or a cute kitten, please visit your local animal adoption rescue center. And dear listener, there is no way for us to tell you exactly how life is going to be for you or anyone around you. That is something that you are going to be able to figure out yourself through hard work, determination, and the configuration of this idiotic nation. Today, you have to understand that there is no one-track mind. It is a train, not a train track. Your life is indeed a train. Just make sure that you don't derail. Remember, we're pulling for you. We're all in this together.